along the path of the beach lay hollow wooden skeletons of boats and ships that seem to have strayed too close to this cove over time. There are old fishing boats, even the remnants of what look to be like dwarvish military ships with their blocky, like strong keel design. And you can see one of those keels poking out of the surf like 100 feet from the shore, but just kind of like embedded between two jagged stones inside of jagged like spear-like rocks just underneath the waves. And it's almost haunting because the wind is whistling slightly as it's going by you. And you can definitely tell why some people think this place is haunted. That almost sounds like you can almost hear things in from like the crew of these ships. That's what it feels like. You don't notice any bodies or any skeletons or anything like that. It's just the old remnants of a lot of ships as you walk past here. And you don't even want to guess. Like you wouldn't be able to. You don't think you could count how many ships are just strewn about within your line of sight as you walk down the beach. And welcome back, Rival.
Thank you.
Hey, buddy.
Did you reinstall or something?
Yeah, I had to shut down, reinstall again, and then it did like 12 updates.
Yeah, I think you just.
I had to get rid of the local data files as well. Thanks for that, Crimson.
Yep. There you go. It happens. It happens. Rival reinstalled his operating system, so.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing that's happened.
Rival broke Windows 10.
So
actually broke it.
Just as a recap, we are on the beach now.
I figured as much with
the
hulks of...
And we have our horses, yeah.
With the hulks of ships. I want to say thank you to Red Moogle and Crimson for helping with that.
I was trying to find something to help you, but everything I came up with was the update loop, which I've had to deal with before, but that wasn't.
Yeah, this I got rid of. If anyone has this problem, because of Crimson, I was able to do this. It's you go into like WinR percent data app percent, and then percent local data app percent, and you delete both those files and then just reinstall everything.
Yeah, no,
and it sorted it.
Yeah, install error happens. But either way, so yeah, you're on the coast now, and you as a group, Sedna and Bonla, along with two other crewmen, are walking along here, and she's told you to keep an eye out for an entrance to a cave system. That'll have a door on it.
Is there any map for this particular area?
Nope.
Right.
It's
okay.
very broad right now. It's not a. Yeah. It's just kind of like this. You're just walking along a beach. And if it wasn't for the stormy weather and the hauntingly bleak atmosphere and remnants around you, this would be a nice beach. But after about 20 more minutes, the large cliff sides that you saw off in the distance are now much closer. And this, like, you can see, it's like a semicircle, like a moon's shape, like in terms of like crescent that reaches out into the ocean for like a half mile from the shoreline of these jagged stone bits that some poke out of the water all the time, some are just underneath the water, and it's like this whole time from like a mile out, it's been slowly getting more and more jagged and more shallow up until the point where it comes out of the water, and this cove is just on the other side, but it doesn't look like you can actually walk into the cove. There is the barrier of these jagged rock cliff faces in front of you. I'm gonna need need everybody to make a perception check if you decided you wanted to spot or look around. Whoever wants to can.
Oh, I'm bet rolling bad today.
Not as bad as me.
No, exactly as bad as you. We both got the same score. It's a 7.
I just want one thing to go right today. That's all. Okay.
That's all. I don't want anything else.
After everything me and Roach went through to get me back onto this earlier on today.
It's true. Okay, and then are you making a roll, Ustenia?
Hold on.
If you would like to make a
Yes.
perception.
That is a terrible roll.
uh,
6.
okay, so Arwan and Sesh. After like you get closer, and again this is like it's not sheer cliffs because it's jagged cliffs. Like if you fell down this, you'd probably be impaled before you hit the ground through some rock. But after looking around a little bit, you do spot an oddity near the bottom, maybe like a foot off the ground, like with a little sand rise in front of it. But you spot a smooth slab of stone that looks to be kind of blackish inlet, and it looks like it could be some sort of like door or mechanism or something. It's off to the side by about a couple hundred feet.
One and I are both looking at it at the same time.
Yeah, you find it both at the same time. Just look at it and it's like, oh.
I turned to R1. You can definitely see that, right?
Yep. It's definitely there. Anyone else see it?
Basically twiddling my thumbs at this point.
I'm an inquisitor.
Okay.
I can't figure anything out. I don't know. What's
I have a
the
small
mystery?
existential crisis.
Sudna looks to you. See what? What do you see?
Just there, look. And she points at the stone slab.
Yeah. She starts walking towards it. Bonla following behind her.
So I'll follow her then.
Yep.
Okay.
That is the door you were looking for.
Speak frightened. When you while you walk towards it, you get closer, and it's about maybe 8 feet tall by maybe 10 feet wide. Just this big black stone slab that is smooth, and it has no writing on it, and it looks to be a singular piece, except for one small cutout in its center. That's maybe about that big, with no design or anything around it. Just a small cutout in the center.
Just for those at home, about the size of a quarter or a €2 coin.
Yeah, something like that. But everybody that's watching this or listening to this is at home. But anybody listening to this, no.
Is completely confused.
I don't know. You could be watching this like on a bus.
That's true.
Yeah, could be.
This is true. Yeah.
That's,
At least I once listened to one of the podcasts while I was at work. So
yeah, there you are. Doesn't. So that's only for
true.
people listening at home because he's offensive like that. Anyone else who's
I'm-
not at home?
I'm
is
not
Anybody
inclusive
who's not
like
at
that.
home, fuck you.
leave. We don't want you here.
Please don't. Please
No,
don't.
we want you. We love you. Come back, please.
Please don't go.
But yeah. So there's just that little cutout in the center of this big stone slab.
How high up is the little? You said like the center, so like 4 feet up.
Yeah, about 4 feet up. Yeah. Pretty easily reachable for most medium-sized creatures.
Yeah, yeah.
You can even get to it because you're still considered a medium-sized creature, right?
Nope.
No, you're small. You're a small size.
I'm a small sized creature.
Am I medium?
Small boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Medium is
Everyone-
human size.
I think
Yeah.
I'm also medium. I'm just very large for me.
Just about. Just
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Dragonborn's on the upper end of that.
How tall are you,
Yeah.
Sesh?
7'2".
Okay, yeah, it's 7'5", I think, is the beginning of large.
Well, I
Large
don't think
creature.
it's. I don't think it's a height thing. It's more just a mass thing. Because you can.
Well, yeah, because furbolgs can be both medium and large,
Yeah.
depending on
So
their
I think
height.
I think it's just mass. But either way, does anybody want to do anything while this is going on? And when Sedna sees this, you can see a maroon-colored journal come out of one of her pockets. She flips it open and starts reading through.
I'm gonna whisper to people. So R1. That is the journal I was speaking of earlier.
ah. Okay,
And it's
you
about
might got
it's
that
about
one
like
right.
it's about this big, so like compared to my
Yeah.
that's about its size. So it's,
Okay, you might have been right about that one. And then R1's going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay, you do cast detect magic, and you do not detect any magic on the door. Only magic you spot is on the individuals. You know, the various magic items that individuals have. That you-
Is
nothing new specifically. You do. No, because that would still be in its box. They did take the scales with them, but it's still in the box on Bonla's shoulder, like back.
What's in the box?
okay.
I'm just keeping my head around. I'm keeping my head on the swivel. I'm not looking at Sedna or Bonla. I'm making sure there's nothing else around.
Alright. So after a little bit of time and flipping through the diary, you see her close this little journal / diary size book. Like it's just it's about that size, so it's not hard to figure out what it's supposed to be. She closes it and kind of like puts it back into her jacket pocket, and you can see her think for a second. And then she grasps and takes the necklace she's wearing around her neck and places it in the center of a large stone slab. It looks to be a little bit small, but it does fit inside, and then she presses it in with her thumb, and then couple of beats, and a grinding noise comes off just to the side. It's large enough for starting to move, like a door-sized bit of the slab recedes, and then goes upwards, and it looks to be a normal-sized door, and it takes a little bit of time for that to go.
And there's still no magic coming from the door?
No, it looks like a mechanical
Hmm.
lock, mechanical catch of some sort, and takes a couple of minutes, and then it finally stops with the Hurching clothes, or with the Hurching stop, and there is now a normal-sized door inside of what used to be a completely smooth stone slab. And
Did
so
the
then
slab take
stops.
the necklace with it, or was the necklace?
No, it's still there, and after a few seconds, Sedna reaches out and takes the necklace out of the little recess. Stops for a second, and then nothing happens. She puts it back on her, and she puts it back on her neck afterwards. It looks like it was a one-time opening thing.
Mm.
She looks back to all of you and goes, "Well,
Light on
let's
shield.
move on."
Let's go.
That is a handy necklace. And I'll cast light on my ring and start walking in.
Is it a cave, or is it just open to the cove?
Well, when you look inside, you see a rough cave corridor open in front of you that goes down at an angle, a very noticeable angle. There's steps cut into this like corridor, and from it you get the heavy smell of salt water, and everything inside of it is constantly damp. It almost, because of the roughness of it, it looks like it was almost carved by water, just flowing through like a very small crack and just opening up into this at some point. But it's like it's like water carved. And it goes down, and you don't see the end from where you're at, even when like Bond puts a torch on. A couple of the random guys, two crew member, put torches on as well, and a light. Even your light spell doesn't reach to the bottom.
I will pull out a pebble and cast light on it instead and just chuck it down the steps. Dim light stick.
Yeah.
And you toss it down, and then you don't see anything. It looks like it hit and then bounced off to like the left, where you lose sight of it.
I think you should keep an eye out for traps.
Roger that.
I will assist in this. Just for
Okay.
the record, I took Eagle Vision as my second spirit.
Ah, cool.
Ooh, so what does that give you? What does that give you as a level up? Eagle vision.
Is it like Assassin's Creed Eagle Vision?
It's sort of, yeah.
Cool. And
Everything lights up in colors. It's really trippy.
You gain
Yeah.
sight of an eagle. You can see up to 1 mile away with no difficulty.
fuck.
Able to discern even fine details as though looking at something no more than 100 feet away from you. Additionally, dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on your wisdom perception check. That would have been good to know earlier, because you would have been able to spot the door fairly easily.
Yeah, that's my bad, but again,
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm drinking Prosecco at the minute. We've got to get rid of the bowl. It's going to go off of.
Love it. Okay.
The wine has been sitting in your basement for
Oh
like
my God.
7 years, and you're like, I better drink it now before it turns into vinegar.
Yeah. Yeah, ignore the girlfriend saying that's not true in the background. I'm going with this. This is my reasoning.
Okay. So. Yeah. Do you take the lead, or are you following behind Sedna? Because Sedna looks like she was about ready to take the lead. So.
I'm gonna be just behind her shoulder, like visibly scanning, like we did before, where like last time there was a trap, I kind of tapped her shoulder.
Okay. All right. So you're right there. Yeah. So you start descending this corridor, and this corridor is not small, but it's tight. Especially for like Isaac and Sesh. It's like, a little bit like, especially with Sesh, she's a little bit hunched down. A little bit hunched down. Well, actually, no, it's tall enough. It's just not as wide, so it's kind of, you definitely have trouble fighting this corridor if you had to.
Okay.
You keep going down and down. Give me a perception check with advantage because people are helping you. Trying to spot trap.
But them traps, boy.
21, and because I forgot to hit roll it with advantage. I won, so 21.
You could roll better, but no.
So, yeah, you're right behind Sedna as she's going down, and you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Oh, not out of the ordinary is the wrong word. You don't see anything dangerous. It looks to be just an oddly, roughly, like water-carved corridor as you go down and down. And after you've descended for about 5 or 10 minutes, it's kind of hard without like visual aid of passage of time in just this corridor. You start to hear the like the soft like lapping of waves, and then after like a minute, you hear a large wave like crash against like a wall, and then it subsides again, and some soft laughing of wave. And you're still like, from Sesh's pebble that she tossed down in its light, it's casting like a little bit of like a reflective glow on the end of the corridor that you're going down. You're still a little bit a ways from the bottom right now. You can just see it's like a soft orangish yellow light off in the distance below you is kind of where you're guiding yourselves down at this point with. And as you're walking, you can definitely everybody can tell as your boots are crunching on the ground, and that's not because there's like gravel. It's because it's like there's a layer of salt on the steps, like this almost like this tunnel floods often.
Well, I hope high tide isn't coming around soon.
Oh, when would tide? There's 3 moons, so when would high tide be?
It's like, what is tide? All these moons.
The world would just be a whirlpool of some sort, wouldn't it?
Well, 2 of the moons are pretty small.
Or it would be like Finland at nighttime, so it's high tide for like months on end.
Yeah, that's true. It'd probably be like high tide would be very different than our high tide. Like that'd be their mid tide would be what we call high tide, and then there would be an actual high tide where all the moons are like on one side of the planet, very close. And
Yeah.
And on that day, the sea rose 13 feet.
Half the city's drowned, and yeah, we all learned to not settle near the shore anymore.
But it's a
Yeah.
fantasy world, so it's fine. You said in the comments we still have a couple hours until high tide comes in, so we should be fine.
I
Enough
can
time
get us
for
all to
this.
walk on water anyway. We should be able to get out of here either way.
And we keep going down. Crunch.
Then it's just like,
crunch.
what did Isaac tell you?
Nothing. She told me nothing,
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
Told me nothing.
I
just
was
wanna
just like,
check-
we're
okay.
going into a cave, you know?
Every time I looked over onto the webcams, Rival was looking in the same spot, so I didn't know if he was frozen. I didn't. You hadn't moved to my. So you were always just like off to the side like that, and your
No, I'm-
glasses were shining, so I couldn't see if you were moving or blinking.
No,
Sorry.
I'm doing research on Discord problems to make sure if anything pops up, I'm prepared to fix it.
I think you dealt with the problem you had. It was probably just a bad install error.
I am not taking any chances.
That's good. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
After the last 3
But-
weeks, I'm not taking any chances.
That's true. But after
Knock on wood.
after about 15 minutes total of traveling down this corridor, and you're at this point you're fairly certain you're below sea level.
Which is never a good thing when you're this close to the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want
actually
anyone to
you're
prove it to you,
100%
ask New
certain.
Orleans.
Yeah, you're 100% certain you're below sea level because it would take you less. Like, you could be traveling for a minute underground, like at this angle, and you'd be well below sea level. Like the angle's so bad that if you weren't like watching your steps, you could just like, "Huh," and then it'd be almost like a slide going down, kind of angle.
We all just sit down and start sliding down this thing because it'd take less time.
But when
That'd probably
you-
hurt because it's rock
Yeah,
salt.
it would. When you exit out of the corridor,
Back in a bit.
okay. When you exit
Ah,
out of the
lean more per
corridor, by the way, how much time we got before the break?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Let's start this early before we get into this because there's gonna be some rapid fire things happening. But you exit out of the corridor and then break.
Oh, okay. All right, then we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, depending. Go get yourselves a cup of tea, a drink, or whatever, and yes, we will see you in a moment.
Hey,
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
it's not your fault. You're having way too much fun with that mood lighting, Mitch.
Looks good though, doesn't it?
It does.
It does. It does.
I like that it kind of uplights all the stuff I've got over there.
Yes, it does.
So, which kind of says something about you because it's just this. I was gonna
Huh?
say it kind of says it gives you an insight into your character because you've got a sword, you get a sword, Roman segmenta.
I got
Two-
more than one sword, thank you.
Well, I can only see one right now, like definitive. Oh, okay, yeah, that kind of blended in. But either way, you got a sword, you got swords, you got gladius, you got segmenta, you got 2 pillows with the Union Jack on them, and then
And a
and then
guitar.
And a guitar.
That's not a guitar, it's a bass.
Oh.
There's something just out of shot over here, which is fine. It's just a casual hussar jacket over on the side.
Oh, look, it's Paul McCartney.
God damn it.
I nicked it from my dad for a video.
I'll be right back.
Alright. But yeah, just so annoying. Yes, please do.
Do you want more coffee?
Mm-mm. I'm gonna figure this out.
Yeah. Oh, see JP's note.
Which one? For fuck's sake, sweet boy. Don't follow.
I think it was something about the books
Oh,
or swimming.
fair enough.
And I'm back.
So annoying. Well, hopefully we'll be fine for Friday.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think I'm gonna have to switch over to the monster.
Rah.
This is going over my head.
thought you'd frozen just then, Roach, and then you blinked.
Hmm?
I thought
Oh,
you'd
okay.
frozen just then, and then you blinked.
Yeah, well.
Wow.
No, I was just reading, because I put out my new hobby video today. First
Yes.
of my hobby, like, series.
Haven't
so I'm
seen
just
it yet.
Checking to see how it's doing. Well, yeah, you wouldn't have seen it because it came out at noon, and we start, like, pretty soon after that.
Yeah, I saw it just before, like when I started up my phone before I took a shower. I saw it just after
Yeah.
being uploaded.
Hoping to do more of those videos, more scripted versions of that for future videos on the channel.
Cheers.
Rule the Wave Circus. That thing is kicking my ass. I don't even remember.
The French
what,
are just like, fuck you.
I don't even remember what episode we're on today. What came out today?
30 something? I think.
Let me check. No, it's more than 30. Way more than 30. Yeah, we're on 52.
Oh, cool. Oh. Sorry, never mind. Ubisoft is like banning Rainbow Six glitches now, so people who did glitches and stuff like that to exploit things are getting banned. So that's cool. Makes me happy.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. So this is the, so yeah, Austria-Hungary has joined in the war already in the series. Damn sons of bitches.
God damn.
Them and their 170 submarines.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
That's a lot of fucking submarines.
Yeah, enough submarines that they're sinking like 40 or 50 merchants around, like a month. Which really pisses me off because I was winning. I was winning against France, like I invaded Tunisia, without any like problems, and they were being blockaded by Germany. And it was working out fine. It was perfect. Or no, they were blockaded by Great Britain. I think. I actually don't know who's my ally.
No, it's Germany. Great Britain, I think you don't have anymore.
Yeah, Germany, fascist Germany. Yeah, because they had a revolution or whatever. But yeah, I was doing fine. We were winning, and I was going to roll up North Africa. I wasn't gonna stop the war until I took Tunisia and then took Algeria and then Corsica. I was gonna just invade that shit, all of them.
All mine now.
Yeah. And then Austria-Hungary.
Look
joined
at the
war.
plate Mage has in his hand. Just a big old fucking plate of food. God damn.
Big plate.
Also, Yatari, cheers.
Cheers. You can't say it, but I'm lifting up my glass.
One
Yeah.
of these days, one of us is gonna buy you a webcam, Utari.
Oh, he had a
Please
webcam,
do.
didn't he?
Yeah, it doesn't work with Discord because it's one of those cheap, shitty ones. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I've got
I could shoot you my
priority.
old
You know,
shitty cheap one because that one actually kind of works. It's not as bad as yours
yeah.
at the rail.
I've got one that I
I'm
could
told.
send him that would work better than that, to be fair.
Do it, Midge. Complete.
we
the-
just-
complete the circle, so we have everybody with a webcam.
We just got away from giving people seizures. We don't want to jump back to doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Because the one you've got to get send, Midge, what is it? That's like an old 720p Logitech one, and like it's not even like the. Well, I mean, it's technically HD, but that's better than whatever he has right now. Because at least it won't cause seizures.
At least the drivers work, yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least it has drivers. That's
Yeah.
that's the difference. At least it has drivers.
Dedicated drivers.
Yeah.
Oh, let's make sure the podcast is recording again. I'm good to go when you guys are.
All right.
I'm good.
Just do it.
All
Let's
right.
get it, boys. And girls, I don't know how all of you identify.
So, You enter into you've turned the corner and enter into a large chamber. It's about the size of an American football field, so about that'd be about 100 meters long.
So, yeah.
Yards.
Well, yeah, but a yard and a meter are somewhat interchangeable, so I'm using.
What's that in a
I'm
British sport? No.
So that's why I said meters, damn it.
It's
about 100 meters
74
long.
cricket.
Look, if you're going to go an
74
American
cricket.
football field, you do it in yards and feet, and you'll like it.
It's
See,
fine. It's
even
fine.
in the U.S.,
I-
people are starting
Inches!
to abandon. This is the thing. Even in the U.S., people are starting to abandon the imperial system. Like,
It's fine. I've watched American football. I know how long an American football field is.
it's about that long and about that wide.
It's like 74 cricket runs is what he's thinking of. If you wanted
Okay.
a British sport.
Damn British people.
Damn British people, I know. I live next to them.
But and it's made of large bluish black stone blocks that have all been that create the chamber. But about half of it is filled with water, like as a pool kind of thing. You're on a side where you've got the roughly rectangular shape, and then the rectangle is cut in half, and on one side is a pool of water with like a lip of stones that's keeping it in, and then your side, which is it's not dry, but it's not underwater. And when you kind of look around, and Sedna is also like everybody's kind of filtering in here. You can see waves in this pool, and way on the other side, like diagonal from you, over the water, is a platform that's raised slightly above the water itself. And you see a rack on it with an individual who is strapped to it.
Oh, a torturer's rack.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Like an axe, and he's like that, and this individual looks to be a humanoid. You can't really tell. Well, actually, no. Usteni, you know, it's definitely within that fucking your eagle
Mile.
eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christina,
this
what
individ-
your elf eye see?
Oh,
Let's see
wow.
something
What
fucky.
What do your animal eyes see?
What do you
I'm
know?
imagining when you
Eyes.
switch on this. I'm imagining when you switch on this ability, it's like Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell. Boing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Does he grow a third eye in his forehead or something?
Blue.
But when you look, you see this is a human male who looks to be maybe in his late 50s. His skin is raw, like he's been and wet, like he's been constantly underwater or constantly in like moisture for a long period of time, and also like it's like all of his it's been scraped, like his skin's been scraped in the same direction. He's just kind of he's breathing, he's not looking up. A lot of his hair is gone. And he looks to be like not supporting his weight anymore. Like all of his weight's supported on like his wrists and like he's tied down to this crossed like timber that is this rack, and it is firmly on the stone pillar or the stone platform over this water.
Okay.
Is there a way for us to walk over to that place without going in the water?
There is. There's a small like step path next to the platform that goes up to it. It doesn't look like it's locked or anything like that.
Does Justinia mention this guy's breathing?
I will pass on all the information.
Wait a second, he's breathing?
Yes, he's breathing. He's very raw. He's like
I hear-
don't know. He's breathing.
When I hear that he's breathing, I want to look at Sedna. What's her reaction to it?
Confusion. She's like looking at this and she doesn't understand what's going on.
There's no way he should be breathing down here. He's been submerged in water. He should have drowned.
It's been 10 minutes since we were outside, right?
Yeah, yeah, because it took you 15 minutes to get down. And as you're talking amongst yourselves, you hear like a slight rumbling, and the like little waves that were going along this pool get bigger and bigger and start amplifying, and over like 10 seconds you see a large, almost tsunami-like wave start traveling down from the end you're at to where this individual is racked. And it just and you hear nothing. The man doesn't react. Like it's like you said you see him tense, and then this tsunami wave kind of washes over and then hits the wall and dissipates again, and then no waves, and like starts slowly building up again, like little tiny waves in the pool again, and this guy's just drenched again, slowly dripping.
How long does it take between those waves and the big wave?
If you used the one you heard coming down the chamber and this one to kind of gauge, maybe like a minute and a half, 2 minutes between these big waves.
So this man is being hit by a giant wave every 2 minutes for presumably a long time. He's probably used to it, which is a horrible way of describing this man's
He's
torture.
essentially being waterboarded.
He's
Yeah,
become
very
numb
extreme.
to it.
It's yeah. But that also means we'd only have a minute and a half to 2 minutes to get over there without being hit by this wave.
Yeah. Also, there is another doorway that is unblocked on the opposite side of the. Like you could walk without any hindrance to the other side and exit this chamber if you wished.
Sedna, was there any sort of mention of anyone being tied up down here?
Takes the journal out.
This is a trial.
While this is going on, Arwen's gonna ritually cast Detect Magic. So he's gonna take 10 minutes.
Okay. Sure. Let that man get hit 5 more times.
Well, hey. There's other people, they can do things. You don't have to rely on the halfling all the time.
There's no mention of this. This is different.
Different how?
It's different. It's not supposed to be like this. She's like flipping through pages.
What does the journal describe it to be then?
There's supposed to be a pillar that the scales slotted into.
Okay, maybe the pillar is hidden somehow.
Or maybe he's tied to it. Stenia, can you see if there's any sort of shapes on that pillar? Or is he hiding all of it?
Ustenia, you don't notice anything the man is hiding other than that he's obscuring, other than the rack that he is tied to. Doesn't seem to be anything other than that.
Okay. I don't see anything else, guys. What am I meant to be looking for?
Something shaped like a scales. But if there isn't anything there, then
Well, since I now have a specific description, can I look a little closer for it?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
17.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
The platform that this man is standing on is made of smaller cuts of this bluish-black stone material. It's bare, but for the thick timber rack that crosses on it, and he is lashed to it. It does not look like there's anything that you can see on that platform other than him and this rack. It looks to just be it looks to be like that so that there is nothing to impede the water rushing over. And you can also tell as well from that check, like this is like the stone edges of this platform are worn pretty heavily. Like they've been
Yeah.
water has been going for a long time. And
Yeah.
and when all this took, like the time it took for everybody, all this to happen, another wave has raced over this man. Tense, and it races over and goes
So-
back down like that.
Let me get this straight. There's one way goes to this man, and one way goes to.
You
The
have
door.
entered into a chamber through a corridor.
Yeah.
You are in the bottom corner of the. I'm just gonna draw this on the freeholds map.
Okay.
I'm just gonna draw this on the freeholds map. So you are in.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So the little X that's really kind of fucked up. That's where you're at. So you've entered into the chamber from the bottom of this little rectangle. The water is up on this top bit with the platform on it. You have entered on this half that is just a path or just stone flooring, and you see an exit to this chamber that is opposite of, like, if you were looking straight at the water to your right, and is all the way past this platform. Without having to go over the water, you could exit the chamber right now through another doorway.
So are we coming from the right or from the bottom?
Bottom.
Right.
Well, do we want to try and help this man?
We know nothing about it yet.
We should leave. We should move on. This isn't. What
Okay,
does this
so
have to do with us?
Sedna's now saying we should leave.
No, she's saying we should leave the chamber. She's saying we should just move on from here. What do we have to do with this? And go through there. And she points
There is
towards
a
the
man being
exit.
tortured by water.
And
I don't know. It looked like it'd be risky to try and save him. I mean, I could put him out of misery. He won't be tortured then. It'd probably be easier than going out there and maybe dying.
Is it possible he knows where the pillar is?
Well, I don't know. He's been there, it looked like some time, but he could be there for any reason, you know? Maybe he stole something off some.
by the time as well, you've cast your detect magic, and you detect magic on the platform.
What?
There is a minor healing spell that is imbued upon the rack, and a what is it called? Minor restoration,
Lesser restoration.
lesser restoration is on there. And there's an enchantment on the water, so it's enchanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's not gonna die anytime soon. I can tell you that much.
I'm not being funny, but if that's not dying, I wouldn't want to live if I was in his position.
Well, there's a minor healing spell that was cast on the rack he's tied to, as well as what I think might be lesser restoration. Not 100% sure on that.
So he is being tortured by the water.
Yes, which is also enchanted.
Sounds like someone really wanted him to suffer.
As you're talking, you see the man. He hears noises. And then looks over to you as he heard you all talking without being quiet. And no recognition almost. Like he's like,
Am I
"No,
seeing shit?
not again." Help! Help! He's help! Help! Just like another wave washes over, and like this time he wasn't tensed enough, and just like against the rack, and he's just like washing over,
I cannot sit and watch this man
and
be
then
tortured.
down again.
Neither can I.
Are you planning to go save him then? Look at it! Look at it! How are we gonna go get out there?
One, we don't know why he's in this position.
This might be
He
his
may have-
penance for a lifetime of evil.
He might have broken a law somewhere, an extremely, extremely, extremely bad law. Like maybe he murdered an orphanage or something. I don't know. And this is his penance. Like maybe he's a
Murdered
bad
an
person.
orphanage. Needs to go into a quote section somewhere.
Maybe he
Murdered an orphanage.
I don't know.
Murdered everyone in an
God.
orphanage.
No.
How
He
long
murdered
would
the orphanage. The actual building. He
How long would
murdered
it-
the orphanage.
How long would it take me to get over to the?
Well, you can get right onto the steps that would go up the platform.
I'm
Like,
going
you
for
can-
timing because I've been observing the thing. Like, how long
Yeah,
have I
you
got to get on? Get up.
Literally, it's 10 feet from the start of the steps to the platform, and you'd be there. It'd be less than 6 seconds. That's half of movement to get
Okay.
where-
I
Or
am
that you know
rescuing
that-
this guy.
Roach, before he does that, could I detect good and evil?
Okay.
Sure. What's the range on that?
Range, it says self. For the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as if the creature is located.
You're gonna have to get closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to get closer.
All right, I can get a bit closer, and then cast it.
Okay.
It's actually it's a
cast?
concentration up until 10 minutes, so I can just cast it and then walk closer.
So you cast it, walk up with Isaac, and again, this guy's help me. As you get close, it hits him again because it's every minute and a half, 2 minutes that it's happening. So it takes you some time. So even just not running, it still if you're not running there, it still takes like enough time. He gets hit again, and you cast it. What was the things that it tells you?
It tells me. Let me pull it up here. There it is. If you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, was blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
You don't detect any of that.
I look at Isaac and say, nothing. That's the spell.
So it's just a man being tortured.
Just a man. He's not undead. He's not fey.
I'm going over there and I'm cutting him
So you're
out
timing
of his
it.
bind.
You're like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there, cut him out of his
All right.
binds, and drag him back over.
all right. So you get up onto the.
I'm gonna prepare my bow. I'm not gonna aim at anyone, but I'm gonna get my bow out ready just in case.
Probably a good idea. I'm gonna put down. I have a sand timer.
Arwen will draw his swords.
So you've gone you've raced up the platform, and as you're getting up there and getting closer and closer, and you put your hands like on to like steady yourself so before you get onto the moving to take
Yeah.
off the binding. You touch him and it's like pasty,
Oh, no.
like skin. Like this guy he's been in a bath for 20 years.
This guy needs to be dried out. He needs to go to the
Needs-
needs to go to the
needs to
desert.
be
and
dried
like,
out.
try to-
but when you touch him though, it's like recognition, like, oh, it's not in my mind. Help, please, please help me. Don't let it happen again.
I'm working on getting you out. Just stay
Alright.
calm.
So how are you taking out the binding?
Right. What is the binding? What's it made of?
It looks to be made of leather.
Leather? I'm just gonna pull out my dagger and cut it.
Hack away.
Okay. Is your dagger magical?
No.
Okay, so you go ahead and you and it's like you have a unsharpened. It's like you have a display sword and you're trying to cut something with it. It's just like
Okay. Okay. New plan. I'm gonna summon Shadow Blade and cut it with the Shadow Blade.
okay. So you go ahead and you get a shadow blade. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity check because this is not meant for like close in cutting, and you're trying to avoid cutting this.
It's a finesse weapon.
Okay, but it's still.
Yeah,
it's a
it's fine.
sword. It's sword size. You're trying cutting like it. You're trying not to cut a man that skin is essentially
11.
like rubber. So-
11.
Okay, 11. Adjusting for that. All right, so you get through one. You get through like one hand's bindings, and it kind of falls away. And it's like there. You can tell what this wood used to look like because his arm now is free, and what was underneath the arm, the wood has not been exposed by enough water, and so like it's changed the actual composition of the timber.
Oh, it's like warped it and okay, yeah.
Yeah, it brings it down and like, and you go to the next arm. So give me another one, and all the rest of you're hearing a rumbling, and you start seeing these waves start to
Natural
start
20.
to build. Okay, all right. So you get through the next one, and you've got both of his arms down, and he kind of like slumps forward, and you kind of like you're still cutting, and you're going for the feet. And he's got his body over your shoulder, and you're kind of like
Yeah,
lifting the
okay.
weight.
As he's on me, as soon as he makes contact, I'm gonna use my passive ability and give him just 6 hit points. His hit points equal to my level. That's just something I can do.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
he just gets a little bit extra, just so he can maybe like just like grab onto me a bit more. Not necessarily take his weight, but just so it makes it easier for me to get him across.
Yeah. So by the way, it's just like it's
Yeah.
like Granny's been in the shower for too long, kind of skin.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I like how
Easy.
a lot of you knew that. A lot of you knew immediately what I was saying because I saw the cringe on your face. Oh.
And yeah, I drag him back across.
Okay, need an agility check because right as you got the weight on there and you did the thing, the
Agility?
wave is not agility, dexterity. I'm sorry, I'm getting Pathfinder. I was rereading Pathfinder recently. Dexterity check. now.
14.
Okay. Okay. You start going down the steps as you hear as this water is rushing toward a tsunami kind of wave in the speed, and you just get out of the range, like it's magically limited to the lip of the pool, and you feel it, kind of like the wind.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it hits the rack without the man on there, and without the man on there, there's nothing like forward weight, so you see the rack snap and crash into that into the stone wall that's on this chamber, and you see the wood splinter, like this like 2 foot thick timber, like in both ways, like it's a 2 by 2 foot, and that thing just splinters. Like that's how much force has been hitting this guy for who knows how long, and you finally get on the other side, and this old man. Now that you're close, you can see this man is very elderly at this point, and he's like a shake, and there's no
There's no muscle.
there's no muscle. He's just like
God.
you start dropping him down, he's just like
he's just atrophied.
yeah, just goes down, and he's breathing hard. From there, it's like that. It's like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Owen's gonna come up.
I'm gonna offer him. I'm gonna take out some ration. Offer him some rations.
Just so you can offer some water. And that
Like,
Open your mouth now!
No.
Just that's like
Some ra-
PTSD.
Some ration. Let's just say, what is your name, friend? It's just I'm just little tiny chunk. I know I'm not. You're not meant to feed people.
It's like that episode of the one of the last episodes of Band of
Band of
Brothers.
Brothers. It's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, you need to stop feeding them.
That was such a sad moment too, when he had to say that to those guys. That was great acting by the.
yeah, it was.
Well, when you
Yeah,
first
really good.
mentioned like grabbing his skin, the first thing I thought of was that scene in We Were Soldiers with the Chinese American guy. I don't remember his name.
In the mortar pit.
no.
In the mortar pit.
That was Jimmy Nakayama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
I got a baby being born today. Oh shit.
Why did you say?
I'm sorry,
it?
but the second he said that, it's just like, you're dead.
Well, you're dead. I'll say this: I like We Were Soldiers, but it's a movie filled with cliches.
I'm just glad I could.
I hate to say it, mate,
Like,
but it's
much
very, very close
Oh
to the
my
book.
No, it is close to the book, but I think
Yeah.
the death, especially the last words, like "Tell my wife, I loved her." Like they could have done something to make that a little bit. I know it probably,
There's just moments where you're going, okay, this is a Mel Gibson film.
yeah, it felt a bit.
Not as
well,
bad
it's a little-
as The Patriot
it's-
and
or
Braveheart.
Braveheart. Yeah, no,
Braveheart
it was
is
it was
the
really
Don't
well
bring up
historically.
Braveheart.
It was very historically accurate.
It was.
We Were Soldiers, but I still think it has some cliches that kind of make it. It took me out of the film in some ways, and I rolled my eyes. I was like, okay, yeah, I heard that 1,000 times. Please, like, come on. But that's this thing. You ask him what his name is, and he's like, it's like a whisper on the voice. He doesn't have the muscle to talk loudly, and is Fulmar.
Former. Like the people that made airplanes, former.
You know, FOLA
Oh.
or FOLMAR. You were about, by the way, you had about 2 seconds left in the sand before, if you didn't get that natural 20, you would have got hit by that wave, and that would have hurt.
Isaac just goes down, and I'm like, all right, I cast Walk on Water and save his bitch ass.
He wouldn't just go down. He wouldn't just go down. He would have to do some checks to see if he could hold onto that rack, or he'd be hit against that stone.
Yikes.
Broken spinal column. Isaac is now paralyzed.
What? Why were you on the rack, friend?
I stole from California.
I'm sitting there next to him, and I'm trying to figure out how to help this man. What do I cast on this man to help him?
Well, he's a 70-year-old who spent the last 20 years being water tortured and magically unallowed to die.
I'm trying to think of
So,
something.
I don't think there's any courses that cover that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what do I do here? Lesser restoration, that might help him with the muscle, but he looks like he's already had that cast on him a million times.
Built
Yeah.
up a resistance.
Yeah. It's like opioids. When you take them for like 6 weeks,
That would
it's like
suck if you like grew immune to like healing magic the more you were healed.
Oh yeah,
That would suck.
Don't give him ideas.
Oh
that
dear.
might be something for a future campaign I might use.
For a future hardcore campaign. Like, how many times have you cast Cure Wounds on this man in the last 6 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just not affected by paracetamols anymore. I mean,
He's starting to get addicted. Like he's getting withdrawals when he doesn't.
is
Doesn't
this
get enough
guy
magic imbued into-
atrophied enough that I could pick him up quite easily to move him a bit further away from the water?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This guy was nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna
bones and wet skin.
I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna put him to the side of the room, like up against one of the walls, and I'm gonna give him my blanket from my pack.
Okay, you do so. Okay, and yeah, that's. I've really fucked up my luck by rolling so many 20s last session. So. Oh, I'm so sorry, Isaac. So outside of the Lesser Restoration spell aura, you pick him up and put him onto the ground. You're fiddling around with the pack, and you hear him go. Just slowly stops breathing,
I'm gonna cast Spare
Almost
the
as if-
Dying.
almost as if he rolled a natural 1 on his check for this.
Just
I'm gonna
spare
cast
the dying.
Spare the Dying.
Spare the Dying. What does Spare the Dying do exactly?
Instantly stabilizes someone.
Okay, he's not at 0 HP. His body
He's dying
is-
of old age.
He's dying of old age.
Ah.
He's dying. Yeah, he basically he was in a spell aura that stopped him from perishing, so that he could be tortured for eternity.
Nice.
And you
killed him.
cast Spare the Dying. You killed him.
I mean, to be fair, he was already dead.
It's the
Didn't know
trolley
yet.
problem. Do I save him from being tortured for all eternity, or do I kill him by saving him?
I mean, I'd rather pass away, to be honest, if that was my life. So.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be anyone's thing.
Yeah. You cast Spare the Dying, and it kind of like it brings just a little bit of light back to his eyes, and he smiles, and he tries saying something, and from the you can't read lips, but you think it might have been thank you, and
Okay. I am gonna just give him a quick last rites.
100%. Yeah. Send them
we
off
just-
properly.
just the two priesty people are just gonna make sure his soul reaches
just
where
like-
it needs to be.
It's like a Catholic and an Orthodox priest are both praying over the same body.
We're not sure, okay?
Cover all
Just
bases.
they're elbowing-
Cover all
if
bases.
they're just elbowing each other, just like, no, it's fine, it's fine.
My soul, my soul.
Who's
God.
hissing? Is it the Catholic priest in that case?
Well, yeah, I guess.
It would
Well, yeah,
be
the Orthodox
Isaac.
would be clawing. So
And there's the Protestant burst is like, sorry, I was late. And just like, just keep it. Then it's got like a broom at the two of them. Get back, get back.
Church of London guy's got an umbrella that he's like, ha ha. It's like opening it and closing it.
Oh God.
Oh god.
Or
Oh,
Church of
memes
London.
though.
London.
We'll say top
Yeah,
memes.
yeah. But yeah, he passes away in the time in the few minutes after he has been he left the torture platform, the rack. Everybody just kind of gets quiet for a second.
Well, I guess it's time to move on then.
That
Anything
was-
about Fulmer in that journal, Sedna?
No, or I would have said something.
Maybe the name, you know. Yeah. Doesn't
It's
matter. Let's keep
Galafar's
going.
journal, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I think it's just like, told you so.
Turn behind her back, just go, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's this.
Oh God. Camera movements.
Yeah, just
Oh,
yeah.
God damn
God damn it, Mitch.
it.
I'm
I'm
gonna have
back.
to text Mitch dad and be like, go in there and slap the shit out of your son.
So, you,
Galafar the Red.
gotta take those away from you guys.
Made your dad go.
Um,
Hold on a second. Okay, so yeah, you with that exchange, it all kind of gets quiet, and you notice the waves have stopped. There's definitely been enough time for another wave to happen, but it doesn't.
Uh-oh.
I guess it's time we
Instead-
get moving.
Water starts flowing over the lip of the pool and starts to drip onto the previously dry section of the room, and keeps happening. And starts to
Okay.
drip more.
I'm gonna pick up my blanket and let's get going.
Let's keep moving. I don't like the way that. I don't. That shouldn't be. Yes. Yes. And given the fact that we're 100 feet under sea level, I don't.
Yeah, we might want to
don't like
leave.
chances. Let's keep moving. And she makes a move for the other door, the one that's closest to you now, not the one that you entered the room with. The other one, the one you have not gone through yet. And you start to go through, and it's very much similar to the previous corridor, though it does go up slightly. And as you keep going up, it gets a bit more steeper as it goes, almost like exponential, before it kind of evens out into just a kind of a steep stairwell. And after about maybe 5 minutes of climbing up this stairwell, you hear kind of a bubbling noise, and when you look behind you, the entrance to this stairwell that you came in through is now just water, as if the previous chamber filled entirely and is slowly filling up the stairwell behind you. And it's enough that if you keep a good pace, you're keeping ahead of it. But if you slow down for any length of time, it starts catching up to you.
We need to keep moving.
Yeah, and you're keeping going, and it's more of like a winding path now. And you start winding up and keep winding, and up, and up, and up as you go. Are you guys being stealthy, or are you just going at this point? Because that will change your speed as well. I just need to know.
Well, it doesn't matter what I do. I'm slow as shit, so it's up to everyone else.
Did we leave our horses out of this?
I'm assuming you left your
Yeah,
horses
yes,
because
we
there
left
wouldn't be
them
enough
out,
room
yeah.
to go through the because Sesh had a problem. Sesh had a problem getting through that thing. A horse would have a problem as well. So yeah, you so if you're not going stealthy, then okay. So it's about 10 minutes after entering this corridor, and this one's a bit wider now. It's wide enough that two people can go abreast up these stairs. Like it kind of opened up a bit. And you're going, and the water just keeps kind of keeping pace with you as you go up, as it's filling. And ahead, you hear two voices. Two male voices speaking in common. And it'd echo pretty easily, so you probably all hear it. Did you hear that? No, No, what? No, there it is again. Hello? Is anyone out there? Help! And it's ahead and around a curve of you, maybe 20 feet.
From now, I'm gonna start looking for traps.
Okay.
If I can, while we walk.
And Owen's gonna draw his sword.
As we approach
I will assist with the trap finding.
I will ready my bow.
Advantage.
Aha!
Natural 20!
Someone, please give me something to shoot at.
You don't see any traps.
Okay, cool.
Yep. You do not spot any traps as you're going ahead. But when you keep moving forward, you notice around on the left side of this stairwell is a hole that has bars, like vertical bars, filling it.
So it's a hole on the floor.
No, it's on the wall. Like
Oh,
it's on the wall.
They're like jail cells on the wall
On the wall, and you
Up-
see
of the
You see
stairwell that's
ch-
filling with water as we run up it.
two individuals, older gentlemen, who look to be emaciated, like they haven't eaten, one of them, and they're both like leaning up against the bars, and they're looking, and then like the bars are maybe like that thick, so not enough for your head or anything to get through, but they're just like leaning up there, and they're trying to spot through it. And just, hello, is anyone down there? Hello, we can hear you. So
What's the best that they-
Sedna doesn't seem. Sedna's pushing on. She's, we have to keep going. The water's coming. We have to keep moving.
I'm gonna switch out to ready my sword and board.
All right. give it a hit a couple of times.
Did it? Yeah. Are they gates or just like
is-
barred walls?
It is inlaid bars, like in the stone of this. Like it is not like there's no opening there. As you're coming across, you get closer and closer. They see you, and they go, "Please, you have food, water, please."
I'm
We'll be
gonna
getting
hand-
enough water in the soon.
You can,
You mean
say that?
SOB?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to them and
you can see behind them is a complex. Like this is like a small room, and
Yeah.
but behind them is an entrance to this small like little inlet room, and you can see the looks to be a large complex behind them.
of prison cells.
Not prison cells, just caves. Caves
Oh,
are
okay.
going by, but they're lit, and they go upward.
Can they
So-
get out the other side?
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, it looks like they can go out the other side. Doesn't look like their exit is barred. They heard something. They came here.
Okay,
and they're
I'm
trying to get through.
gonna go up to them. I've got rations, but I'm not gonna give them to them right away. You can have one of these each. If you can answer me a couple of questions.
While we drown. Sorry, did that come out loud?
Please no drown.
Please, anything, please.
When was the last time you saw people? Other than us.
They look to
How
each
are they
other.
supposed to keep track of time?
They can give us a rough estimate.
I don't remember.
Okay, so this place isn't an active working condition. People
When
don't
were you
frequent back and
born?
forth.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Arlen?
When were you born?
I have to double check the date actually. Oh, I have a calendar for. I haven't looked through my notes, but I have a calendar. I have a website. I've worked out.
While I'm asking these questions, I'm also scanning the bars. Just, do I see any weaknesses or anything?
1820.
Oh,
Desk
shit.
age.
That's a long time ago.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
That he was born. But he looks a bit older
Okay.
than that. But that might just be the fact that he's been stuck in a prison for the most of
while.
his adult life.
What was the date of your internment?
What's the date now?
Tell me the date.
I don't know.
You don't remember, as in the date you're interned.
He's asking what date is it now. He doesn't remember. You asked how long ago it was the day he was interned.
No, I said what was the date.
What's the date? It would be 1835.
Oh God.
Oh God. Useless. What's the situation with the water?
It's slowly rising. It's about maybe, if you you go back around the curve, it's maybe about 20 feet closer now. You think you have maybe 4 minutes before it catches up to you completely? And it's making a very disconcerting, like every time it gets up a little bit, it is all A little bit of bubble is coming up as like little oxygen pockets from below.
Can I open these in any way?
open.
Is there a lock on these bars, like a gate or anything?
This is no. It doesn't look like this is supposed to be an exit. This looks like it's just an
They were like
it's
they've been sealed in.
they've been sealed in, and this is it. And there's just a collection of caves behind. Please, food.
I give them the rations each.
They take the rations and like it's gold to them, and they're just like coveting. Thank you, thank you.
Now fly, you fools.
Yeah.
Fly, you
They
fools!
immediately like scurry away. Like
go.
they're
We gotta go, Isaac.
they're scurrying through, and they're like almost animal,
Isaac
like trying to get through
begrudgingly walks away.
We won't be able to save everyone, Isaac. And then Arwen's just gonna take off running up the stairs.
Right. After you've given the food, actually, R1, you were in the back and you were checking on the water.
Yeah.
After the food was given, and you're just about ready to go. You can see the water start to rise quicker now. It's like when
Stop
It's
helping
starting.
people.
it's starting to go quicker.
You don't know that it's going to be.
Guys, the water's rising quicker. Run!
Yeah.
Flee!
And to keep ahead of it, you do have to run. You're having to do.
Someone help pick me up and carry me, because I'm not fast
I
enough.
will duly pick you up and carry you.
I have you,
Grab him by the
boss.
scruff of the neck.
I like the idea that it was because the water level was like slightly at our feet. He just puts Arwen on the shield and like ties the shield to his belt, like in terms of like on a rope. So it's just like sledding him.
Whee!
If it wasn't for the fact we could all die, this would be awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Sedna, well, this whole time she's like been trying to while you were dealing with him, has been trying to like give it. We gotta move.
Okay,
we
we're
gotta get
going now.
going. We gotta get going. And we shouldn't have stopped and just start moving. She's ahead of you now. Bondla's with her the whole time. And you keep going up the stairs at this point. You're going at a quicker pace. You're moving much quicker. When you maybe about another 5 minutes of a running pace before you see an exit to the stairwell, and the water is keeping pace with you this whole time. It is right behind you, and now it's starting to, because of the way that it's quickly filling. Pardon me. That it's quickly filling. The rush of air is also starting to come. Like you're getting like it fills up, and then you get like as air is spilling out from underneath it. It's getting more disconcerting, especially if you're not looking back at it often. You're just hearing these sounds. But then you finally get through this stairwell, and you stand on a semi-dry stone path that goes straight ahead of you with two deep pools to left and right of you. These pools are filled with deep water from the looks of it. It is again made of a what's the word? It looks to be made of like a carved gray stone. And there are metal valves on the opposite wall. 2 sets of metal valves on the opposite wall. But there does not seem to be any exits to this chamber. That looks to be it. And when everybody gets across and the water reaches the edge of or reaches the top of the stairwell, it starts filling the room little by little. Definitely has lessened its pace, but you can tell maybe in like 20 minutes this room would be filled with water. But right now, on the path that you were on, which is straight, with the 2 larger pools, deeper pools to your left and right, and then a platform on the opposite side, creating like a T of walkable terrain. You'd have to swim anywhere else in the room.
I think you can put me down now. Thank you.
I just unceremoniously put you down.
Dump him. Yeah, just dump
Just
him on
dump
the
him.
deck.
It's like a
Just
little
dump you.
splash of water, like a. And by the way, it's salt
Yeah,
water.
exactly.
Yeah, it's salt water. This whole all the waters you've been encountering is salt. Like this is sea water. So yes,
Thanks.
you are in this room. There is a path ahead of you that is about maybe 3-person wide. And that's
And-
what you've that's what
And
you've
this
got.
platform on the far end has access to these two valves.
Sets of valves.
Two sets
Yes.
of valves. Oh, good. Puzzles. All right, let's go. No point in standing here.
Anything in the book? I say to said.
None of this was in the book, or else I would have said something.
Well,
Do you think I'm keeping this? Do you think I would keep anything else private at this point?
Yes.
who knows?
I don't know. Just asking. God damn it.
Arwen's gonna stand himself up and just start running towards the other end of the room.
Give me a second.
Setting off every trap on the way there. Oh boy.
Oh, hey, it's a map.
A map called Water Room.
Would you
That's
look at that? It's a
encouraging.
map.
It's a map. It's a map.
Uh-oh, map time.
Is loading. Wait for that. Then.
Just popping everybody down for this. I also need to put bomb on here.
I'm getting real vibes of Final Fantasy Battle. I'm just waiting to summon.
Okay.
All right, I've got
There are
everybody
8
on the map.
people in the
now.
room with us, right?
Oh,
Well,
I
there are
forgot about the other two people.
Yeah, there are 8 people total in this room, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just I like how you just called them B. B.
Bandit.
Well, they're
and
they're
bandit.
they're using the bandits
Yeah.
thing instead of commoner because that way they can actually have some weapons. I'm just gonna put everybody on the actual map grid.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You don't want Arwen up front. You want me up front.
Well, I was just putting you close together. I'll do this. This way you're close
Oh,
because
the
you
band just
dropped
fell
Yeah.
into the water.
There we go.
because you dropped him, which meant that you have
So
to do
there,
that.
you said there's some valves.
There's 2 valves. So basically, it's in the top left-hand corner and the bottom left-hand corner of this map would be where the valves are. They're completely opposite of each other in the room. They're metal. They look to be brass or some sort of brass-like material, and they are above the water by about 2 or 3 feet. So about a normal-sized humanoid, like chest high.
How clear is the water?
The stuff you're walking on is very clear. You can definitely see the paths, but it's like a murky black over on left and right of where you're at.
I'm gonna take a copper piece, cast light on it, and throw it into the water.
Okay, you start slowly going down, doing that thing where coins kind of do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, slowing down. Give me whoever wants to take a look. Give me a perception check.
I'm
Are we
casting
in
something.
dim light?
No, because the two crewmates and
Nat
down there
20.
both have torches that they're
Oh
using.
god,
so
7.
you're in regular light. It's fine.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nat 20. We got 2 Nat 20s there.
I'm busy casting something. I'm not making a perception check.
Okay.
My nat 20's
So
bad. Your nat 20.
why did you have advantage on that, Isaac? Or was
Oh,
it?
you
I
didn't take
didn't.
enough.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did.
was
That
previous
was
one.
that was the previous
That was
one.
the previous one.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I got a 9.
Okay, so Rivallon and Arwan, as well as Sedna, as it drops down, and which pool did you plop it into? The top or bottom one?
Top,
Top one. Plop it into the top one.
the one closest to me.
It starts going down and down and down and down and down, and then R1 and Rivallon, you see something cross between you and the light, like large,
Oh shit.
like a serpent-like figure.
Oh god.
Would it be
Oh.
like a dragon type thing?
Yep.
You don't
Oh
know.
shit. Go.
And then a couple
Run.
of seconds later, you see another one.
Oh fuck.
Something in the water.
Yeah. Let's move to somewhere where we're not flanked by water on both sides.
So, I cast Water Walk on everyone in the room. Because it's a 10-person spell.
Is that concentration?
Nope. One action.
No.
How
One
long does that
action.
last?
1 hour.
Oh.
Nice. We're all
Yep,
walking
up
on the
to-
water now.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
you all raise up like a quarter inch.
Oh, that was weird.
It's
You
weird.
see Sesh is holding like a piece of cork in one hand and her holy symbol, and she's muttering something, and then it stops. Better.
Okay.
Then it's just like, bruh.
All right. And that's one action to cast.
Yeah, it basically means that the water now counts as solid ground for everybody. So it's just like walking on.
Well,
flat
when
ground.
you're walking on it, you can still be dragged into it as long as your feet aren't
Yeah.
touching. That's the thing. You can still be dragged into the water, or you can
Actually, if
fall
it's
into
cast
the
on
water.
somebody who's under the water, they rise to the surface at 60 feet per second, 60 feet per round.
Yeah, they can, but they can still be dragged under. Is the thing.
Right.
They're being forced under. It's not like it's actual solid ground. It's like it's as
I'm-
solid ground.
I'm
Yeah,
also
it acts
gonna-
solid ground.
I'm gonna make sure that I've thrown my pebble into the air.
All right. And it starts floating around your head slowly, and as you begin to go to move.
God.
We can't be surprised, remember?
Oh, thank
Can't be
you. Oh, yeah, that's
surprised.
true.
You were all within 30 feet of me.
Oh yeah, you are correct. So.
Bite me!
Let's
I'm
see
glad I
here.
just said that.
I was waiting for him to say surprise attack or something like that. He's like, can't do surprise attack. They're all within 30 feet of my bow. Me spidey bow.
I just want to ask one thing. One thing. The wording of the bow itself, does it say creatures does it say friendly creatures or creatures that you choose? that you
Allow me
mark
to
that.
go and check for you.
I want to check
But me
that. because I wanna
spidey
see-
bow is awesome. I'd just like to point that out.
It is.
It's really cool.
Spidey bow is tingling.
This magic
It's
weapon
fine.
warns you of danger. While the weapon is on your person, you have the advantage of initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. The
Okay,
weapon
do you
magically
consider-
awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat begins.
Okay. Do you consider the crew? Do you consider Sedna, Bonla, or the two crew members your companion?
Basically, he's asking, do you want to see the red shirts get dragged under?
Do you view them as friendly or friends?
Wow.
Mm.
Poor red shirt.
They're
Mm.
paying
would have
us,
to-
remember? They are
They're
paying.
paying. They're paying, but you would have to choose. You'd have to make the actual decision. Are they something?
As a
that-
person who has lived their life on their own, except for a small pack of wolves, and is not easy to trust, no, I do not consider them as my companions. Only my companions are my companions.
Okay, those poor people.
It is
Bonla
their
just gets
fault.
dragged under the water. Rip Bonla.
Oh, it's going to be that bandit that's also not in formation. He's there in prime red shirt position. I've never seen Star Trek, but I know how this shit goes.
I've seen Alien, and that's basically the same thing.
Oh yeah. Fair.
All right, you've also got stormtroopers.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Stormtroopers.
Criminally
Yeah.
underrated. They're much more effective in the books and the comics.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Disney has specifically stated anything that's not in the movies is not canon. Because
I don't care.
Because
I
they're numpties.
Care.
so
They call
what
it? They call it
occurs?
they give it some sort of weird name.
It's a
I don't know what they
legends.
call it.
It's a legends.
Legends.
That's what they call it. It's a what they call it. Yeah, legends instead of canon. So what happens? By the way, the okay, because they only did that. So what happens is as you're beginning to walk, the water to your, because you're walking that way, your water to your right explodes outward, and a large serpent-like creature comes up.
Hello.
Okay.
It's what's his
Is that
name
a huge
from the
creature?
Dark Souls movies.
No, that's a large. That's
Oh,
a large.
fuck.
Huge would be 3 across. Huge would be 3 across. It's a large.
Oh,
It's,
can kill. Is it a dragon?
Naughty
What's
boy.
his name? It's the thing from Dark Souls 1 that comes out of the church.
Please no. That still makes me rage. I've never really gotten really got an attack on Dark Souls.
I told
I
you
do
there was
love
a
him in
bandit
there.
out of formation. I've seen enough TV.
This man's about to get himself eaten.
Just give me a
Congrats,
second,
sir.
'cause I have to make the description work so you guys all get inside of your get immersed into the world.
Let me just crack open another cold one for this man who's about to die.
So none of us are surprised by this. We were just like halfway.
It's
away.
like,
oh,
oh,
there's a
yeah.
thing.
Well, yeah, you were all just like oh, someone's coming! And he's just like, what?
Wilhelm scream as he gets pulled into the
Yeah.
You're going to edit in a
Uh,
Wilhelm scream when he eventually dies.
This serpent seems to be 12 to 15 feet long and 5 feet thick at its most. Its body scales are thick and hard, making it somewhat looking somewhat sluggish compared to some of the other sea creatures you've seen. It has one other notable feature, though. It has multiple rows of long, sharp teeth that line its jaws beneath large, lidless red eyes with white pupils.
Fuck.
And so this creature is going to get a surprise attack on the bandit.
The poor bandit bastard.
Let's pour out. Let's
poor
pour one out for that
bastard.
poor man. Pour one out for that poor bastard. He did.
So he's going to target the bandit.
The bandito.
So this creature gets a surprise round on half the party, but not the other half. Is that kind of what's
Well-
happening here?
It gets a surprise round on the one. It's kind of finicky. Once this is done, everybody will start up. It's
Okay.
just a thing. But it's going to go ahead and let's see here. What's it going to do now?
It's going to go to Minnesota.
It's going to go to Minnesota. All right. So okay, it's going to make an attack on the bandit. So it makes a bite attack. And rolls a natural 1.
Wow.
Fuck.
We
Jeez.
warned that bandit just in time.
There you go.
All of those
And
dice
he just goes, what? And him moving and like going like that, the creature hits where he just was, and you see the teeth of this thing embed by about 3 or 4 inches into the stone before it unlatches and then sinks back into the water.
Nope.
Well, that was lucky. I
How
suppose.
tall is this chamber?
How tall is the chamber?
Can he
Probably
fly?
About, it's probably about 8 feet tall from where you're at right now. Probably about 8. It's not tall. It's not a tall chamber.
Okay.
It's deep.
Just noting that I can get further off the ground if I need to. Even if there is a hover above the water.
So I'm gonna roll your guys' initiative because I can do that for the whole whole kit and caboodle.
Does that take into account rivals' advantage?
No, but I'll have him roll initiative as well, and I can automatically do that. So, Okay, well, Rival just rolled an 18. Or he got an 18 on his initiative.
I am
What's
not
your
blinded.
initiative
Could you
modi-
take blinded off, please?
Oh, that's from the last one. Give me a second.
And Sesh didn't roll initiative.
My initiative modifier is a -1.
Oh, so you rolled like a 1 and now have 0?
Negative.
You have so yeah, it doesn't actually allow 0, so I'm just gonna put 1 down. You have the minimum.
Oh, Roach, before we get too deep into this, it turns out that I
Oh,
increased the
boys.
level and did everything except deal with my HP. Can I deal with that very quickly now?
Yeah. Wait, you should
Um,
actually have been able to.
It should have automatically done it.
It should have automatically done
it
that.
doesn't look like it has.
55.
Yeah,
Because I changed my level back down to 5 and it didn't change it. And I changed it up and it didn't seem to change it.
Okay.
Did you drag the class thing off of the list on the right hand side?
The what?
How
So
did you
know how you
level
have
up?
that little display on the?
So, yeah, I opened it up and then I just changed level.
No, that's not how you do it
No,
on
that's
this.
not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Bring it back down to 5. Bring it back down to 5. Do that. Because if you do that, it's just you're just adding. It doesn't know what you mean. So
Okay.
So now what you do is you go to classes, that tab, and
On the
right
right.
side, on the right, and bring up that,
Yeah.
and then you'll drag and drop the the barbarian onto your character sheet because it doesn't know what you mean when you add a level number to that. It because you can take multi-classing, so you're
Ah,
putting
there we go.
another. Yeah, there you go.
64. Gosh.
Yeah.
You have almost double my health, Ustinia.
I don't have the highest health, but I have the second highest health of the party.
I have the second lowest health of the party.
No, I have the highest health out of the players. It's the
Oh,
NPCs I do not beat.
Yeah, no, that's what
I
I'm saying.
have the
I have
highest
the
out of the players, bar none.
Sedna and Bonla have the highest.
I am 3 bandits.
Yep, bandits are not good. Okay, so it's Bonla's first. Bonla's going first because he rolled 22 on his. That's what I meant to do. Rivallon, roll a d20.
Hang on 1 second. Just let the combat tracker come down. Here you go. In case it rolls onto it.
Okay, you keep what you got because that would have been a 13 with your initiative
Yeah.
modifier, so you're fine.
Huh?
You get
You
remember
gotta-
your bow.
you gotta-
Your bow gives you advantage on initiative, but that
Right.
doesn't work right in the when I roll
Like-
initiative for everybody. So
Yeah.
you just rolled your second roll for that, and you already have an 18.
So if I had
So-
more than 18,
Then you
It
would have
would've-
taken. Then I would have modified that to the new number if you had more.
So
Oh,
you
right,
might
so-
have ended up going first, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's because of the bow.
Right.
But yeah, Bonla's turn, and given the fact that these creatures are in deep water and
Before you start, Isaac is not blinded either.
oh right. Oh yeah.
It's all right.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right, Isaac. I've got you covered, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, we had those things. Okay. So yeah. Does your bow allow you to? It just lets you sense danger. Or does it allow you to know the location of hostile creatures?
No. It just means I can't be
No.
surprised.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, you don't know where these things are. You just know
No,
that
I just
they're,
know
they're nearby.
that if they attack me or anything, or my colleagues within 30 feet of me, then we will sense the danger as soon as it's happening and be able to take appropriate action.
Yes. So due to the modifications that you guys did, just want to check. How do I sharing selection mode layers? Okay, that's good. Have we locked the tokens? Lock tokens? Okay, tokens are locked. Alright. So yeah, with Bonla, you've cast Water Walk, so that means he can go... Jesus. It's 30 feet, so... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and he's staying there. He is getting in a protective stance around Sedna. And now it's Rivallon's turn.
I will move there.
Right, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, can I do anything? I don't think I can because I don't have a target, do I?
You can hold an
No.
action for when you see it, though. You can
Yeah.
hold an attack.
Yeah, you can hold the
Yeah,
attack if
let's
you
do
want.
3 attacks. That's awesome.
Well, you can only hold your action. So if you get 2 attacks for an
Yeah.
action, then you can basically get those 2 attacks. For you hold an action, you have to tell me the trigger.
The trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is
like, when a hostile creature comes within range,
Right.
or something like it has
triggers
to be
your
specific
action.
enough that it triggers your action, and it can
Right.
be misconstrued. So
So
what
if
is-
it pops
what is
up
gonna
all of a
trigger you?
sudden, then I'm immediately like on
So if
standby
a
to
creature
shoot
pops
it.
out of the water.
I do a snapshot sort of thing.
Okay, so if a creature pops out of the water in front of you, I'm going to count that as the south or the bottom pool
Right.
that you're nearest. If it pops out of there, you'll get your attack action off that.
Because I
So
can't
you're
even.
holding that.
I can't cast Hunter's Mark or anything because I haven't got a target to cast it on.
Nope.
Fine. I don't think I can do anything else right now then.
Okay. R1.
I'm gonna move to there, and
Okay.
and I will. And my turn.
Okay. And your turn there. Sedna's turn. Sedna is going to use her action and a dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Oh, she's crazy.
She's racing up. She sees her goal. She's those valves. She knows what she wants. And she used her action to do that, so that is her full turn. Bandit 1, who recently almost bit the dust, is going to back away from the edge 5 feet and ready his light crossbow for any creature that pops out of the north pool. Bandit 2 is going to stay his ground and ready his action with a light crossbow and look at the south pool. Creature 1. Yeah, is going to burst out of the pool and put its forward section onto the path and attack. It's got 4 choices there, so we're just going to go ahead and roll the D8. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, Isaac. Like
First
you
I
were,
knew
you
it
were
was
one
gonna-
or,
I knew it was gonna be me.
you were 1 or 2, and I rolled a 2 on a D8, so that's what it was. So
Time
Easy.
fast.
Surely I should have been 1 and 5, but hey.
but no, because it's a D8, so 1 and
No,
2,
'cause
3 and 4.
Or
But
whatever
cut
the
it-
equal side, I should have been 1 and 7. So then you're opposite sides.
Well, no, it's
Just-
just it's
then-
just a
then,
range. It's just a range. I mean, I could have just rolled a D4, but it would have given me the same probability of going on you. You had a 1 in 4 chance of getting selected.
So you're getting
But-
bitten, is what happened.
You're getting bit. You get bit. But the bandit 1 does get his attack of opportunity. So he's gonna go ahead and fire his light crossbow on the creature.
It's going for
Why
nothing.
does this thing look like something straight out of Berserk?
And he missed. He missed because he's a fucking bandit.
Rip.
So he's not gonna...
With a 15.
Fucking.
With
He
the
did,
red
Red
yes.
shirt lives.
He missed with a 15 on a large creature. My god.
Yeah.
Fucking.
What,
red
you think
shirt.
this is gonna be fucking easy? You're raiding the treasure cove of a goddamn pirate lord. What are you?
We don't know that!
I know you don't know that, but that's because you people don't ask questions.
Lamau.
Lemieux.
You people don't ask questions and vet your fucking employers.
I've tried asking questions. It just doesn't work, okay? Because you're rolling like a god.
He
Except
was
Simon
rolling
Dillon.
like a god.
Hey, I mean, to be honest, we're making money. We're legally making money.
You've
sort
made
of.
more money than you know what to do with. God damn it.
Hey,
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
this
think
is
knows
true.
exactly what to do with his money. Thank you very much.
Give it to the church.
So he's targeting you, and that means he's gonna make his attack. His bite attack.
Yum.
Shield!
20.
Oh shit! I need to check that then.
rip.
Well, no, because I've got the stone as well. What is equal
Hi, Mitch,
AC?
Mom.
Equal
Hey,
AC
Mitch, Mom.
is-
Hey,
what is
Mitch,
it?
Mom.
Hey, Mitch, Mom. Hello.
Hi, Midge Mom.
Hello, Mitch Cat.
Hello.
Hello. No, don't leave. Stay. Bye, Mitch, Mom.
Sorry about that.
Okay, the attacker rolls a d20, adds their attack bonus. If the result equals or exceeds the target's
Okay,
armor
so it
class, the
hits.
target hits. So it still hits, just barely.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just
But
barely.
that stays for the entire round, so I've got 20 AC for this entire round.
Yeah, keep an eye on. Remember that. So once it gets back to you, or once it gets back to the creature's turn, this creature's turn again, then it'll have dissuaded.
Mhm.
Because it's one round. So that does. Ooh. $14.
That's half of my health. Oh god.
Oh.
14 damage. I'm just gonna double check this for a second. Target's-
It seems about right.
Okay. You have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God.
Can you stop rolling my things for me? That feels really horrible.
Well, it works better this way because then it automatically applies the effect if that happens. So, but you
succeed.
succeeded. You succeeded because it was a DC 14. You rolled a 17, or you would have been poisoned for 1d4 rounds.
I'd hope concentration saves are kind of good for sorcerers. Like,
Constitution save.
that's what I meant. Well, that's what it is. It's concentration, isn't it?
By the way, did I roll a natural 18, 19, or 20? No, that was a 13. Okay. You don't need to know why I need to know that.
Yes, you do.
Auto crits on those, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're feeling that. Yeah.
We're feeling that. We're feeling that. Okay, so it only gets one attack for its round. So that's it for that guy.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Ow!
And by the way, that thing just chomped. It just chomped. It got your arm, and it's just like, ah! Just like inside of it. So
Oh,
next
it's not a good time.
creature. Next creature. It's gonna move a little bit. So 5, 10, 15. And it's gonna burst out.
Fuck.
It's gonna burst out in front of Arlon and
Jesus.
try and bring the thing, bring the little morsel that it sees into the water.
Why is everyone racist?
You
Why are you
wasses.
so
So it targets Arlon and makes an attack roll. Oh,
Fuck you! Fuck you, snake serpent thingy.
missed on a 12. Missed on a 12.
No one's just there like.
Yeah, I love the way you've actually made them kind of go the other side, the side I'm not covering. Thanks, DM. Given the fact that
they
you
were
chose which way I was
pre-planned.
looking.
They had pre-planned, and you were
Yeah,
close.
you
to
were.
that.
You
agreed
chose
to it.
which way I was looking.
I gave you an option. I said, is
No,
that the
you
one
didn't.
wanted?
You said I'm going to make you be facing the
To
water
be
to the
fair,
bottom.
you're the one that picked the direction. To be fair.
I said I assumed, and I
No,
allowed you guys
no.
to change it.
You said I'm
Either way.
making you.
Either way.
You lying
Five.
DM.
That's his
Need
job.
you'll have to go through the recording afterwards. Be like,
Oh, don't worry. We will.
And down on the south pool, a third creature bursts from the water and attacks.
Oh, now there's a third creature.
Sedna. But you get an option to attack Rivallon. Because you have your
Take
attack.
2 shots.
Oh, I'll be taking my 2 shots.
Target the creature and try and hit him.
Oh, I'll be taking my 2 shots.
pew, pew,
Where's my third creature? Oh, there.
Down.
Control click right on the token.
No, I was couldn't see where the third creature was.
Oh God,
It's about
they
to
just
said
keep coming.
How many of them
Alright,
are
here we
there?
go.
for us to get.
Here we go. You ready? Oh, now I've lost all my clicks. That's why I can't find it.
You can just click the sword icon, and that'll do the drop down for your attacks in the combat tracker if you need it quickly. That's a hit with the 20. That hits.
Damage.
So roll your damage. Okay, 6 damage. That's decent. 24 hits. 5 damage is okay. So, quickly, when you see it burst out from the water, you're able to legless the shit out of it, and two arrows race out and embed themselves in like little bits in between scales that are on the side of this creature. It's serpentine scales.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to target Sedna because
It's hungry,
because-
and a half elf is
because
tasty. Apparently.
they hungry and Sedna raced out because she's so close to her goal, and that's what she needs. That's what she wanted. So it's gonna target her and attack.
At least we don't have to
hit.
worry too much about mobility. That's one good thing.
Hit on a 17, so that's gonna do X amount of damage.
Oh wow, that's 3 die.
17 damage.
Partially resisted.
Yeah, part of it is poison.
Ah, and she's resistant to poison.
She's resistant to poison. Is she immune to poison? She's no. So save on Constitution. Let's see. She failed that, which means Sedna is now poisoned. Which she is not she's resistant to poison, but she's not immune to poison conditions. So you see Sedna gets like bit on on the arm, and it tries to drag her in, but you can also see like an ichor liquid leak out from the wound and start dripping onto the water, and Sedna is like a little bit thrown from the attack, a little bit more than she should be, as if she is.
She's used to being the poisoner, not being the poisoned.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Ustenia.
Woohoo! Finally.
There's a creature in front of you. He's big.
I am
big.
simple man. I see big creature. I rage and attack creature.
I murder a creature with vast fury.
Oh, I need to send you a link to a hoodie I saw, Ustinia. Utari. It just says, it's like a hoodie that just says, "I would like to rage."
Yes. Well, at the moment, I am equipped with the silvered longsword and shield, so I will be going forward.
All right.
Oh yeah!
That is a critical
Critical.
hit.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
critical hit.
Is it going to recognize? It's going to recognize the damage from all the melee.
Yeah, it'll
Oh,
roll.
Oh, baby.
Oh baby! 13 damage.
A triple.
Yes.
And I'm going to attack him again.
All right, go ahead.
Dude,
Do
that's
it.
so
Oh,
close
yeah.
to another one. Oh my god.
Okay, the
Yeah,
creature
you're
seems to be
fucking bitches up.
taking damage. Like you're cutting into it, and it is hurting. But it is not bloodied yet.
It's hurted.
Is that the end of your turn? Or are you just gonna stay there and you're just gonna keep hitting that thing next turn?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Keep whacking.
So that's the end of your turn. So then we go on to Isaac.
Okay, new spell time, everybody. Here it goes. I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians. You see Isaac grabs his holy symbol. It's the first time he grabs his holy symbol for a spell. And in a 15-foot radius around me that doesn't affect any of my comrades, you see out of the holy symbol loads of ethereal spirits of angels start appearing. And they start flit around me. So in the 15-foot radius around me, for the duration of the spell, which is 10 minutes, these angelic creatures will protect my friend. So the area around me is designated as difficult terrain for anyone who's hostile to me, as in that I haven't designated as my friends, which is all the lovely people in our party today. And I need them to make a wisdom saving throw. All the creatures within 15 that are hostile. And they'll have to do this every time they start their turn in this radius.
Okay, so there's 2 of them that are in that range right now. Do they have to make that wisdom saving throw right now?
Yes. So
Yep.
once when the spell's cast, and then once at the beginning of their every turn that they start in this radius.
Okay, so let me
I'll be
Jesus.
back in a second. This room
Christ.
is
Yeah.
toasty. I need like a quick second.
All
It's all
right.
the prosecco.
So
Yeah, and the
creature-
PC like cooking this room as well.
Oh yeah.
So
I
if
know- I
anyone
know
would
that
like to read
feels.
the spell, it's right there.
So creature 1, the one that's attacking you, makes a wisdom saving throw of 19.
Okay, where's my spell save DC on these character sheets?
It should come up on like the actual spell, right?
It's an area of effect, so I have to... Okay, wisdom DC 14. That doesn't sound right. I swear my spell save DC would be higher than that.
Oh no, that's hold on. Your spell save DC is your it's
No, that might be
10.
right because it's wisdom. So it'd be 10 plus the modifier plus your spell casting ability.
Spell level. Yeah, and spell
Yeah.
level.
Oh, and spell level.
No, spell level doesn't
No.
matter. No,
Oh no,
spell
that's the
level
thing in
doesn't matter.
Pathfinder. Sorry, that's the thing in
Yeah.
Pathfinder.
Okay, then it's a DC 14. So yeah, he passes.
14.
It's alright. He's
passes.
still going to take damage, just half as much.
All right, and creature 2, the one that's attacking Arawan, makes his saving throw at 14.
Okay, so they both succeed. So they take. Hold on. Is there a way that I can cast this on the sheet? I should have maybe done. This is the radiant. There is a way. Okay, I can make them roll the saves. I've just found the button to do it. It was in a different drop down.
Okay. Well, okay, for future reference then.
Yeah,
Next
so I'll do the damage and then you half it then.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a second. That'd be 6, so...
So they take 3. That's a really poor roll on. That was a 1, a 2, and a 3 on 3d8.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was. Well, that's because you rolled a 3, 1, and a 2.
That's what I'm saying. And
No,
yeah,
it is nice to
I
see the
now
one
so
to
there's
three,
now this
but-
aura around us, and that moves when I move as well. So 15 foot around me at all times, there is this this flying group of angels, and
I expected Roach to be like, "You don't get that because Paylor's mad at you."
Yeah.
Taylor's not mad, he's just disappointed.
Oh, that's
even
so much worse.
That's worse.
Not
Alright.
angry. I'm just disappointed.
and I can't do any more level 1 spells at this level. Then yeah, that or do I
you
quicken
move?
spell? Do I? Not without incurring an attack of opportunity.
That's true. You do have shield on, which means you have a DC of 20.
Yeah, it
so that-
still hit me though, and it's probably got a good bonus.
Yeah, it's probably
Okay,
got a bonus
I'm
like
going-
10.
I know what I'm gonna do because it's a cantrip. I'm gonna quickly unselect these creatures. I'm going to
Well,
expend a
you've
spell.
used an, you've used
no.
an action to cast.
I'm
right
going to
now.
use. I am going to quicken spell, cast a
Oh, okay.
cantrip on me, and I'm going to cast Blade Ward on myself, which gives me resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Okay, all right, that works. Okay, using your thing,
All
That's
right,
good.
yeah, that's
Please help! And I'm going to say as my free action, oh, that hurt!
And these things are just these things are making hissing noises. They're not even making like roars or anything like that. It's like a serpent hiss, but like
Question: Is this
yeah,
one monster with multiple heads or multiple monsters?
I don't know.
It's a Hydra. We're about to get their shit pushed in.
I don't know. Do you know? I don't know.
Well,
We don't know
Sesh,
yet.
it's your turn. Do
Hi.
you know?
No, unfortunately not. Unless Hydras are a thing in a Grey Waste, which they probably are, but still.
Water Hydra.
Yeah, just good old Dark Souls 1 yet again. Fucking Hydras.
this counts as a dragon, doesn't... Don't you need to tell Rival, because it's one of his
Yeah.
favorite
Oh.
enemies now. That's what that's what
is
he's
your favorite
been getting.
enemy?
Yeah, that's
He's
what I've
been
been
getting-
saying. I've been asking that for
Wow.
like ages, and you never answered me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Does it count as a dragon? It is a dragon. It is counts as dragon.
Okay, so this isn't a new... This is his level 6 favorite enemy.
This is your level 6 favorite enemy, so you can, so you get, what does that mean? You,
Oh, I'm going to check. It's a
read
dragon.
that up in a time. Sesh, go ahead and do your turn.
It's a dragon.
Powers. Where's
It's a dragon.
in the main? Wait. So.
You just saw Isaac get a shit kicked in by one of these things,
Yeah,
and do
So-
remarkably little against them as well.
Yeah.
In return.
like there's like all these angelic forces
It
appear and
threw me,
yeah.
okay? The
I am
angels got
going-
out of the necklace and went, "Oh shit, what is this?"
Oh,
fuck.
damn! What the fuck?
It shouldn't move like that.
Yeah. Like, all right. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Isaac. So I'm gonna target him. Hang on, let me just control click him in the thing.
You can control click my token as well now. Remember.
There we are. I'm targeting you. Yeet. Oh, nice.
Thank you.
And I also heal for 3, but it doesn't affect me because I don't.
Oh
have-
wait,
You haven't been
um,
damaged.
is that the max that you could have healed me?
Yes.
Okay. Do remember to tell me because I can go and make us re-roll any dice. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
yeah.
Cause Isaac's
that's-
broken. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm touched by gods. It's just my thing.
Or are you just touched in the head?
I mean, equally likely.
Oh, hit.
Brutal.
That's a dirty one. Anyway, I'm going to then use my breath weapon on creature 1.
Okay.
It needs to make a DC 15 Constitution save or take half damage. I should probably add that to the spells.
Well, it rolled a 9, so it did not succeed.
So it takes 3d6 plus my level. So it is 1, 2, 8. No, that's not bad.
16 damage.
16 cold damage, if that affects anything.
Mm.
Doesn't. No.
So
It's
she's
just
like,
damage.
Now you're gonna demonstrate.
big old poof of smoke
Just
and
poof of
cold
smoke.
freeze.
You're having too much fun with that character trait. Okay, you do so, and because it's salt water, it does not have it does not hit the freezing point in that
Point,
short
yeah.
amount of time. The creature does seem damaged by it and kind of recoils and makes like a half shriek, pained noise. But it's hurt, but it's not bloodied yet.
Damn it. That's my turn, because that's an action and a swift action, and I'm not moving anywhere, so.
Okay, so Bondla's turn.
Bond
what is
just
Bond
straight up
gonna do?
decapitates this thing with his axe, just like, bitch.
Well, Bonda's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he's going to target this creature that's attacking Sedna, and he's going to use his collapsible spear and throw that son of a bitch at the creature. +7 to that attack, and he rolls, and that's a hit with an 18. And he does 9 damage, or 8 damage to it. So, spear goes like a police baton, like a collapsible police baton, just like, and
A
throws
nightstick.
it. Yeah, nightstick, and it impales itself upon the creature, and it shrieks. But that is the only thing he can do because he does not have anything else to throw.
Throws his axe at it. Just fuck it.
And without anything else to throw, he can't use his second multi-attack, and he can't move anymore, so that's the end of his turn. Rivallon, it's your turn.
Right.
And these are dragons.
Yes. So I get, according to the D&D handbook, advanced on wisdom survival checks to track your favored enemies, as well as intelligence checks to record information about them. So, do I know of this monster's weak spot or any weaknesses?
I'll let you use the bonus action to make an intelligence check to see if you know anything about these creatures.
And you get an advantage on it, right?
But that would use, and you get advantage on that, but it would be a bonus action to do so because you're doing this in the middle of combat. So
See, I wouldn't be if the DM had told me.
well, it's the thing.
It's okay.
Roach just reaches over and just like grabs his bottle of water, like.
Finally, Roach realized why he kept asking if this was a dragon or not.
Yes. Right, I will do that on my next turn. On this one, I will cast Hunter's Mark on my lovely unidentified creature here.
All right, identify creature 3.
The one I've already.
Actually, you know what? I'll give you this. Roll an intelligence check with advantage. See if you know what these things are.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yep, go ahead.
Don't question him, damn it.
Advantage.
Ask me one more time, and I'll just say no.
No, bitch.
You get to know.
It's not
Hesitation.
dragon anymore.
Hesitation. Okay.
5 fingers for a shot.
Matriculation. Oh, sorry.
19.
Love that. 19. Okay. You've studied some dragon stuff in your time, and you've had recent chances to kind of learn things and kind of go through some of your notes and to try and brush up on stuff you've learned throughout your time in the wild. And although you didn't spend a lot of time near the ocean or the water, you did previously when you boarded the boat, you talked with some of the crew, like when you first got onto the initial boat of like the campaign. I forget the name of what it was.
The crosswing.
The crosswing. So you learned some things, and this creature seems remarkably similar to a sea serpent, but a subtype called a fanged sea serpent.
Okay. It's a fanged sea serpent. Do I know of any weaknesses? Oh, gloriously powerful DM.
Know any weaknesses? Not off the top of your head. You need to actually make like a check, another check to see if you knew like things about it. You can identify. That was just to identify it when that was to make up for the fact that you didn't get it initially. But now,
Thank you.
Hunter's Mark is on Serpent 1 or Serpent 3.
Serpent.
So
Sea serpent fanged 3.
Yep.
And
so
here we go.
Go ahead and hit it. Go ahead.
Sorry, I hit that twice. I didn't mean to.
Well, you're gonna do 2 attacks anyway.
Yeah, I know, but you normally like me to do 1 attack and then do a hit and then another attack and.
Yeah. Well, either way, you just hit once to roll damage once.
Okay.
7. Okay, that's a hit.
And
And
Hunter's
roll
Mark.
a d6. Another 6. Nice.
That's 13.
Great. Still not bloodied.
Well, they're tough old beeps.
They're tough old things. Is that all you wanted to do? Because you use your bonus action and your action to attack. So.
I'm going to hold my ground because I want to try and.
Don't want to get any
help
closer
out.
to the other one that's hiding.
Not right now. Maybe later. No, I'm going to stick that. That's it.
I can tell two people in this party right now are looking at things. Midge just found it, and Chris and Crimson is looking through the monster manual to see if it's in that one, and it's not.
Oh,
No,
it's not
no.
in that one.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay. It looked
Yeah,
like
no,
you were
I'm-
very concernedly looking through this thing, like where the fuck is it?
Llama.
No.
Not that one.
I was
No.
was definitely looking for it, and oh my god, Roach, you scary motherfucker.
No, I'm going to stop there. That'll be my end of my turn, and I will use my intelligence
Alright.
to try and figure out weaknesses next time.
Right, R1.
All right.
How will you do? That was the monster manual, by the way. I saw you were looking at the monster manual.
Yeah, I know.
I
How
don't
big?
know, I
How
came
big
back
was
and all I heard
that
was Roach's
spider?
maniacal. That's it.
That
That
was huge.
spider that attacked, that took our beloved elf ranger to the other plane.
Yeah.
Well, how big was that?
How big was
That was a
that?
Huge,
the
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
was it larger than a 10-foot cube?
Oh, hold on. Actually, that was.
Yes, it was
It was a
15
huge
foot.
creature, wasn't it? Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Hold on,
Okay.
let me check.
'Cause that was a huge creature.
Was that huge? I actually don't
Yes,
remember.
it
if
was.
huge or not.
It was 3x3.
Yeah, I think it was.
That
I
was
forget what its name was, and you guys didn't. learn
Phase
its
spider.
name.
a phase spider. Yeah.
It came up in Critical Role.
Well, it's called something different in this book. That's the thing. They're not called the same thing.
Oh. I swear it is a phase spider because I looked it up as well.
No, not a brain spider. Come
The
on.
brain spider.
I got a lot of things in here.
Well, if the consensus right now is it's bigger than 10
This
feet,
thing's a large
fine.
creature. This thing's a large creature in front of you. So that is the large creature is is basically 10 by 10. I mean, it's bigger than that, like actual. It's about
Right,
it's about 15
yeah.
feet long, but it's just in mass. It's about 10 by 10 area that it affects. Like
Right.
corpse
Alright.
spider, corpse spinner. That's what it is. Corpse.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
That's,
fine.
that's the
right.
thing you had before, and that was huge. That is a huge creature,
Okay.
the spider. So yeah.
Okay, never mind then. I guess I will. R1 will just slash at this thing.
Sure, you don't want to run.
Yeah, I'm
Go
sure.
back opportunity. Give me more attacks.
Nope.
please.
No, no.
Let me roll. Let me roll an 18,
No,
19, or
it's-
20.
Especially now that he has 2 attacks, or if he's really feeling spicy, 3 attacks.
Okay. All right. Go ahead,
Um, he-
R1.
This
Boop it in the
short
snoot.
sword.
Snoot boop.
What is it, control click? Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
That one. Oh,
That's a miss.
Oh.
Four
Yeah.
misses.
And then that one. What the?
Whiff.
I think.
Yeah,
just-
that's a monster.
And
You want to get really spicy? You want to go for? You want
he's
to go
going
for
to
the
go
third?
real spicy with
Spicy.
try for the third. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
There's a 26. All right. Damage.
Yeah. Okay. 10. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's full roll.
That's max damage.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, you haven't. It's not that you didn't hit it. It's that this thing has really thick scales, and you're just kind of glancing off of it. But the third attack, you're able to actually get some bite with your blade, and you're able to kind of carve into one of the scales a bit. So now it's got like a bit of open skin from like a scale fell off. So you
Yep.
did some damage to it. Yeah, it worked. Yeah. Yeah. Is that all you wanted to do?
Yes.
Okay then. Sedna. Sedna still wants to go get that, but she realizes her situation, so she's going to target the creature, and she's going to try and fight it off. Poisoned has a modifier.
It makes you roll a disadvantage on things. I think.
Disadvantage. So that'll automatically do that because I'm poisoned then. So it should come up. It should be easy enough unless it's in. Yeah. So That's the thing. So she's going to attack with her, and she doesn't get her assassinate action because they've already all attacked. So just going to do her normal attack with her short swords. It's 2 of these. So first one, that's a miss because she rolled a 13 and a 3. Dropped 13 because she's rolling at disadvantage. And the next one, a 19 and an 18 and a 17. So she took the 17 plus 6, 23, which hits.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that did. Oh, she rolled a 1 on that damage. So that's
Whoops.
4 damage. Target takes a Constitution saving throw. Succeeds, so it takes half poison damage. And she did 30 poison damage to the creature.
Well,
And it takes half that. So it took 14. Or no, it took 15. And the thing already took some damage. Now it is bloodied now, thanks to Rivallon's arrow action.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's going to be the end of her turn, because that's all she really has. Because I think is it a bonus action for this? No, okay, yeah. So that's the end of her turn. Bandit 1.
Yeah,
Unmade
go
it.
Bandit 1.
Bandit
This is
1.
where they roll a natural 20 and like does like 40 damage somehow. I don't
Yeah,
know how.
something like that. And take the kill,
Bandit
the
1
git. That's
shall
my job.
attack with his sword, with his cutlass.
Get a promotion if he did kill it, you know?
Yeah. Like you're getting motherfucking promotion.
Bandit
Like,
1 missed. Bandit 2.
If you
We'll target
motherfuckers
the
keep missing.
Will target the creature that is attacking R1.
Phew.
Hits.
Hey.
Hits.
it
Roll a
hit.
16 plus 3, 19. That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see what damage he did. 5. 5 damage.
Ah,
A 4
cool.
plus 1.
Not bad. Not bad.
It's not bad. It's like it just kind of embeds itself in the creature a little bit. Okay, and that is now. that
Okay,
is now
before you do
Faye's
anything,
turn.
it needs to make a thingy save, so I try and do that from my end.
Well, no, I'll do it from my end now because.
Well,
it's,
no, I've got a thing on my sheet that on the spell.
But does it take
No.
damage every time it's in the it's in that thing? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
But, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
So it failed, so it does. Boom.
Hey.
Okay.
Better.
12 damage.
Takes the full 12, and now it's in the thing.
Okay.
Now it's its turn.
Does it have disadvantage on attacking you or anything like that, or is it?
It's okay. No, it's just his speed is halved in the air because it's difficult terrain.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's fine.
This
all
not
right, so
moving anywhere. It just wants to eat your ass.
he's not moving anywhere. All right. So, well, actually, he's going to.
And these angels are all around it, so it doesn't, unless it's really intelligent, it probably doesn't know it's directly me that's caused the damage to it.
No, it doesn't know that, but it
Yeah.
attacked you previously.
Yep, I know. That's
Yep,
why I
so-
also put Blade Ward on.
Yeah.
It's got
Also-
a taste
yeah.
for you, you know.
Yeah. Also, your AC is now what it was before. Your shield. is
Unless I use a reaction shield, yes.
Yes. Which I
Yes.
mean, you could theoretically do, but that would use another spell slot. 'Cause that
Oh,
would
yeah,
use
I know.
Spell slots every time.
Oh, I know. I'm keeping track.
All right,
Oh, I
all
know.
right,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
all right. 20 to hit, which
That
we
hits.
know
Oh.
doesn't matter because it would have.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna shield that one.
Yeah. So that does 18 damage.
Oh my
Partially
god.
resisted.
You partially resisted the 3 damage on that one, so you took 1 less damage on that.
What? What?
Because
Wait,
you only resist bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing. The rest of that.
Oh, the poison. It's mainly poison.
poison.
damage.
I have
Poison.
one question. Weren't
Yes.
both creatures in the 15-foot radius of...
Yeah, it's at the
Yeah,
beginning.
but his
of
turn hasn't
their
come up
turns.
yet.
Oh, right, okay.
Come on. They has to.
I just want
Uh,
to make sure.
All right, and
Oh.
you roll a natural 20
Natural
for your
20
save.
as a saved.
So you're not poisoned.
Oh god! Why am I tanking this thing?
Just like he's getting bitten down by this thing. And it doesn't have this thing's. I kind of wish this thing had
Second attack.
a second attack. But then again,
It would be
Midge knows
fucking
what this
OP
thing
if
does.
it did.
Yeah, Midge knows what this thing does. When it
Oh.
rolls
Oh.
a specific die roll.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Okay. Still has movement. Still has movement. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? It hasn't used a
Yeah,
bonus
its
action.
its movement's halved in the area though.
It is.
But
what
it
it's going
doesn't
to
know
do-
that.
It doesn't know that. It's going to back away from you all, taking an attack of opportunity from
All of us.
Sesh, Ustenia, and Isaac. The bandit's not going to take an attack opportunity. So you all
That's
get
if
the
we
attack of
want to
opportunity.
take it. Yeah.
If you want to take the attack of opportunity on that, use your reaction. You can.
Yep.
I will do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, so go ahead and attack and do your damage and everything.
Oh, wow.
It's a miss. That would be a miss as well.
Yeah,
Even though
it
you
says
weren't
it's a
targeting it.
miss. No, I am.
It doesn't say you're targeting
It's above
on
it.
mine.
It's just that the
I didn't
sentence
roll
was
it
too
yet,
long.
hang on. There we go. Miss though, so it's fine.
Okay, you weren't targeting me, but yeah, it doesn't matter. None of you hit. None of you hit because you needed more than that. The closest one was Ustenia, and he still needed more. Okay, so it backs away. That takes 10 feet of movement. It has that many, so it then dips down and just bloop into the
Easy
water.
go.
Yeah, okay. It automatically deselected it from me.
Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause it's no longer there to be targeted.
It's no longer there to be targeted, and it went
Yep,
down.
no worries.
How? What's the bubble? What's the bubble around that? How many
15 foot.
feet? 15 feet. So it moved back 5. It was already. So that's 5, 10. Drops down. Its movement. So I use 10. So it moved back 10 feet into the water. It's just in there. I think it's just still in there.
Okay.
But
Well, I
yeah.
can't target it at the moment, so.
Well,
you'll
we
have-
can do that manually when
Yeah.
it comes to that. If it's still there.
Well, it's the start of his turn, so it will be.
If you're still there.
If I'm still there, but
Yeah, you're still there.
hopefully
Serpent 2. Serpent
Well,
2.
I need
make
to-
make your thing.
it-
Yeah, make
yeah.
it. Yeah, ha, ha,
oh
make
yeah,
your
it's
thing.
in there. It's okay. Serpent 2,
Roll the 1.
failure. Damage. Boom! 22 radiant damage.
22. Just like gets
It's
burned
pummeled by
It's-
angels.
Yeah, it's from this holy damage.
Yeah, these angels. The way I imagine it is like the spiritual angels just kind of fly through them and like leaves a burn mark.
Kind of, yeah, that works. But either way, this thing still sees a target in front of it, a morsel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to try and eat you.
Yeah.
I'm rolling like shit. That was a 5. Rolled a 5 plus 7.
I was just lucky, man.
He's got a
Okay.
halfling look, you know.
All right.
Are we
still has
are we gonna be overrunning here?
We're at time.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are at
time.
time.
So I'm going to finish it off with this creature's turn. He's going to back away 5 feet from you.
Just 10 feet of movement.
Just 10 feet of movement. Do you want to
Yes.
attack of
I will.
opportunity?
Attack
So
of
go ahead.
opportunity.
Try it. You hit.
Ah,
Roll
there
your
we go.
damage.
Fuck.
Okay. All right. It's going to take a. It's going to bloop out, and it's also no longer in your range
Okay.
for your thing. So
We need to remember that one's in range.
I think we will. Just make a note of it.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we'll stop there in the middle of the combat on the top of Serpent 3's turn. Well, we'll go ahead and just pop over to Serpent 3, or no, we'll keep it on Serpent 2's for right now, and then we'll go to Serpent 3 next time. So yeah, you're in the middle of whatever this fight is.
Yeah. So, I hope you've all enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to support any of the channels you're watching. Also, thank you to Commissar Roach for creating this series and being our DM for it all. And thank you to all of these guys for joining me. We'll be back next Wednesday, 7:30 BST, with more, and hopefully none of us will have any sort of issues with our computers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's genuinely trying to wish you well, because my God, have you had trouble, and it's like a new thing every week, and I'm so sorry for you, because
Rival, it's okay.
I
We love
never
you still.
wish computer trouble on anyone, but we will
Okay.
see you next time. Also, just a little bit of a plug, because me and Rival are both in it. If you're into tabletop stuff, this Saturday will be part 2 of the Call of Cthulhu game that I'm running and DMing. The Curse of St. Craythorn, the first case of the Kingfisher Files, part 2, where we actually meet Rival's character this time. As long as nothing goes wrong, touch wood, touch wood, touch wood.
Touch wood.
And we will see you guys then. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I never
Adios.
shared the thing.